Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary hanging out with you guys. What's up, Rico?
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out. State cross countries today.
I saw that. I saw there's a some history was made as I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. I'm going to go with Naker. Carson Naker. It's Noecker. Naker.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He is the first boy in Nebraska history to win 4 state cross-country individual championships. He also did the race today in a record time. He ran it in 14 minutes and 58 seconds.
Shout out to Hardington.
Yeah,
Where's
Hardington.
this race from?
Did I say Harrington? Probably.
I don't think you said it.
All right, so Hardington.
I was just giving them a shout out.
Yeah, so shout out to that school. And also shout out to Carson Naker for winning 4 individual cross-country. Noecker is how Tyler says it's pronounced. That does not feel right.
That seems wrong.
Somebody does say, shout out to Harrington. Hell yeah. So they must be from Harrington.
Noecker?
Hardington, excuse me, not Harrington. Hardington.
If anybody knows how to pronounce his last name, please let us know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, I'm not like, I'm doubting Tyler, but I guess I don't really have any reason to doubt Tyler. Noecker. Like gnocchi.
No. Tyler says, you're wrong, Rico. But, you know.
I just said I have no reason. I'm doubting you, but I have no reason to doubt you. So I guess I'll go with your pronoun. So is it Noecker?
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 Noecker. That rolls off the tongue.
That could work.
Yeah, so. Oh, he says you guys, the guy from Hardington, or person from Hardington, I should say, says you guys are right on the last name the first time. So Naker. We had it right.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay,
there it is.
Right the first time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
It's a group effort.
Yeah, it is. It is a group effort. So I appreciate that.
Just want to make sure we get people's names right.
Let's go ahead and so here's what we got on the docket for today. As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those are open for you guys.
Don't ask me to do math.
As well.
I used to work that meet. So it's out at the
you said you were telling me literally right before the show that the worst job to have is at the finish line.
Yeah, so it's at the Kearney what is the word I'm looking for? Country Club.
Okay.
The Kearney Country Club out there.
The KCC.
Yeah, sure. Right there next to campus out in Kearney, UNK. And the UNK track team, cross country and track team gets to work it. And
no, call it what it is.
Has to work it. And I've been in multiple spots around there. You know, some parts where they have to like go around a tree and there's like a green right there. You have to make sure people stay off the green. We put little flags around it. I've been at the finish line twice. I've been along like the final stretch once. And to me, the worst job is being at the finish line because you have to catch the kids as they come across. Some of them collapse. They're covered in sweat.
Yeah.
And then some of them puke as soon as they get there. Some of them, like, they pass out when they collapse. So you got to carry their bodies, make sure that they're out of the way so nobody steps on them. And then you take them to the trainers and all this. And it's just, you're just sweaty with somebody else's sweat. Sometimes you get a little bit of puke on you. It's gross, but it's really, it's fun to be there and experience the cross country meet that I'd never experienced before.
Have I ever told you the story of my track career?
No.
Okay. So it was probably,
but shout out to everybody that's out there that's
working.
That's running way too far for me.
Yeah. Okay. So it was probably in 6th grade. Okay. So 6th grade, I'm like, I was still a baseball player, obviously. And I was like, man, I really feel like I could do shot put. Like I feel like I could.
Because you were a baseball player?
Because baseball, I was like something, just gives me something else to do.
Not the same.
It's not the same, but so here's the deal. I go to one track practice, and nothing has changed since I was a sixth grader, middle schooler. I still hate running, and I hated running more than ever back then. I was always just a chunkier kid. Like I hated running and stuff. So anyway,
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Anyway, I should be careful. I was not a chunky kid. I was just, I was big boned.
You were bigger than the other kids.
Yes, exactly. But I was just there.
Not in terms of height.
Yeah, exactly. Just width maybe. But like I was still playing baseball or whatever. So anyway, I went to the track practice or whatever, and the first thing the coach told me to do was, all right, go ahead and run 2 laps around the track. And I said, nope. And I left. I left. I left.
You don't have to
practice.
Run it. It's a jog. It's a
I was like,
jog. It's a light jog.
I was like, I thought I could just come here and do shot put. And now here's the thing. This might get the text line a little fired
Thomas
up.
and Lincoln, I mean, you're not completely wrong. You said Nick's track career. I looked at it and turned around.
they're going to probably come after me because it was that quitter's mentality.
You're not totally wrong.
I wanted to go and I wanted just to throw shot put, but they said I couldn't.
I mean,
they said I couldn't just throw shot put.
You have to warm
They said,
up.
we're going to try you out. We're going to let you run a little bit and we'll see how you do running. And I thought to myself as a sixth grader, but nobody listens to a sixth grader, I thought to myself, I'm not going to be able to run faster than these other kids. Like, come on. But they told me, they're like, all right, we need you to run 2 laps around the track. And I was like, nah. So I turned around and I went back home. And I just enjoyed baseball.
You could have been a great shot putter. You never know.
I could have been. Yeah.
You'll never know now.
I probably could have been Olympian. So
I doubt that. I highly doubt that.
Let's go ahead and move on. We got picks to get to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and find that music here, Rico, because we got plenty of stuff to get to today. Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska will join us here at 1:30 to kind of talk just recruiting. Obviously, Malachi Coleman commits tomorrow, so that's a big conversation point. And just among other things, we want to look back at this last month and a half with Zach. So we'll do that at 1:30 here with our normal Friday guest. But first, let's get to our picks. Play the music. There it is.
Sexy picks.
Yes. So just to recap, records. Rico on the year.
Got worse.
Excuse me. Rico last week went 3-7 overall. And now he is 25-33 on the year. Myself,
I'm fine.
I went 8-2 last week, and I am now 36-22 overall.
That's dumb.
So these picks are against the spread. All right. Pick the biggest spread from the NFL game, pick the biggest spread from the college football game, and some of the other ugly ones. Or the ones that are most difficult to pick.
Just not these are not the games that you would choose if you were at a sports book.
Sidebar, Joe says this. I was just too short for my weight. And Joe, I've never been able to put it. I've never been able to put it into a sentence or a phrase, but you hit the nail right on the head there. Because I've thought to myself while I was growing up, like, man, if I was just, 5'11" or 6'2", I'd be in really good shape right now.
This weight would work.
I'd be just fine. But
if I was,
I'm not tall enough.
What'd you say, 6th grade?
Yeah.
If I was 6th grade and 5'11" or 6'2", I would have been broken in half.
Yeah.
I would be
You'd be a pencil.
I was not letting you guys in on a little trade secret.
Yeah.
I didn't break 100 pounds until I was a freshman in high school.
That is just unreal. I don't know when I broke 100 pounds, but I would assume it's probably 7th grade.
It was a freshman in high school, and I didn't break 100 pounds to join the wrestling team. And they were like, we need to bulk you up a bit because I had to wrestle 125 because we didn't have anybody.
Tyler says, I'm with Joe. If I was 6'7", I'd be just fine. That's funny, Tyler.
This weight would work.
Let's go ahead and get to our picks here. Let's start with college. In a game that features 2 teams in the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks travel to the Baylor Bears. This game kicks off at 11 a.m. on ESPN2. And Baylor is a 10-point favorite over Kansas. Jason Bean, still the starting quarterback for Lance Leipold.
They
and
just
the Jayhawks.
lost by 10 to Oklahoma.
Yep.
Jason Bean still at quarterback. Is Baylor a better team than Oklahoma? I think so.
I don't know if I'd be on that train.
Baylor has a better defense than Oklahoma. That's
I agree.
for sure. Offensively, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with Baylor, but I don't feel good about it.
I'm gonna go with Baylor as well. Now another thing to remind people is
Sad
Rico
America's
hates when we pick
I hate
the
when
same
we pick
team,
the same because
Which is why-
we're both right, which is why I'm wrong.
which is why you're 3-7 last week and I was 8-2.
Because we kept picking the same team, so I would just switch.
That's on you.
We would have.
I'm in this for competitiveness.
So
I
am
want to win.
That's why I'm switching.
I want
teams.
to win.
Because if we both get it right, then that changes nothing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Stop picking the right team. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Here we go. Also at, let's see, this one's at 2:30 p.m. on CBS. Number 7 Ole Miss travels to Death Valley and plays LSU. The LSU Tigers, are a 1-point favorite.
Give me Ole Miss.
I'm taking Ole Miss as well.
Dang it!
Do you want to switch it?
No, I don't like Brian Kelly.
This will be the game. This will be the week where we pick a lot of the same games, and then
we're all wrong. Yeah,
and you're gonna say I should have switched it.
I don't like Brian Kelly.
All right, this one is. I'm surprised it's such a small spread. Minnesota and Tanner Morgan, who had that injury last week,
He's not playing.
travels to Penn State, who got obliterated by Michigan.
Destroyed.
However, in the first half, it was almost like Penn State didn't believe that they belonged there or they should have been there.
They had a fluky pick six.
Yeah. So anyway, Penn State, this game is on ABC. It's the primetime game, 6:30 p.m. on ABC, Minnesota and Penn State.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Penn State and Happy Valley are 4.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I'll take it because Minnesota's not starting Tanner Morgan.
Yeah,
He's out. So
exactly.
give me Penn State.
I'm taking Penn State as well.
You could have put the spread anywhere between that and 14, and I would have taken it.
Okay. Wow, 2 touchdowns. I'm not necessarily bought on Sean Clifford.
Oh,
I'm
neither
just
am I.
Bigger on Penn State than I am Minnesota right now without Tanner Morgan.
I'm not even bought in on Penn State. I'm just not sure who their backup is for Minnesota.
Okay, moving on. This spread was interesting to me at 2:30 p.m. on ABC. Number 20 Texas travels to number 11 Oklahoma State.
Wait, Texas is ranked again?
Yes. Number 20 Texas travels to number 11 Oklahoma State. Texas is 6 points favorite.
No.
Are favorited by 6 points.
No. Mike Gundy.
I'm going Oklahoma State as well.
Why are you this way?
Here's the thing you have to realize, and just for all the people to know, before I ask Rico, before the show even begins, I go through and pick all these games.
Quinn Ewers might actually be good.
That way I just fill in just Rico's pick.
I hate you.
But I have all the games that we're gonna pick. I already have my picks already in. So we're set.
Mike Gundy and that Oklahoma State defense seem like they'll put up much more of a fight than any other defense that Texas has really faced.
Well, and
this
Texas's
year.
defense was good though. Like Texas shut out Oklahoma for how long? Did they kept him shut
Oklahoma
out.
State also has a solid offense. I don't know. Now I'm debating it because Quinn Ewers might actually be good.
They have Xavier Worthy, Bijan Robinson,
Quinn Ewers. But I don't want Texas to be good.
No, see, I think this might be bad, and we can talk about this after
they're
the
6
picks.
point favorites?
Yeah. So
at Oklahoma State.
At Oklahoma State.
Which means they're actually 9 point favorites because you get 3 points just for being at home.
Oh, okay. You want me to alternate line?
No, I don't want an alternate line.
No. We can do alternate
Give
line.
me Texas.
We can do alternate line plus, and you get a super. That's your super lock.
It's not my super lock. Give me Texas.
So you want
I'm
Texas?
switching.
All right.
Damn
so
it.
Rico takes Texas
I
as
hate myself for saying it.
6-point favorites.
Immediately regret it.
Here we go. Iowa travels
Ohio
to.
State.
I know number 2 Ohio State.
I do make the spread 100.
The spread is 30.5. It
Lock.
went up. It was
29
yesterday. It's now gone up a full point, minus 30.5. This game is the big noon kickoff.
Good. Get it over with.
Yep. Get it over with and embarrass Ohio State or embarrass Iowa on national television.
Ohio State super lock.
That's my super lock as well.
It's just there's absolutely nothing else that I feel more confident in than
I
Ohio
agree.
State absolutely blitzing Iowa.
I agree. All right.
And Brian Ferentz looking dumbfounded on the sideline, like, I don't know why this offense isn't working.
I agree. So here we go. On to the NFL. This
Like,
one,
how does Brian Ferentz still have a job? Like,
well, because
you're
Kirk doesn't
starting,
want to fire.
I get your dad's the head coach, but as an administration at Iowa, as an athletic department, how do you allow this to go on? Like, I don't actually know how much power the head coach has over hirings and firings, but I would believe that the athletic department kind of has more power than the head coach does. And at this point in the season, when your offense is dead last and your quarterback is dead last in just about every statistical category, and your leading rusher isn't even in the top 200 or 150 of running backs in the country. Also, there's a tight end in the top 100. That's embarrassing for Iowa. Like, what are you doing? How do you not make a change at offensive quarterback? How do you not force them to make a change at quarterback or something? Because right now it's just embarrassing for Iowa to just be lumped in there with high school teams' offenses. Like, what is going on with the Hawkeyes? And I don't really care because I like watching them suffer, but man, it makes games hard to watch.
Okay, so thank you, Rico.
I'm
Man,
sorry.
That was intense.
I'm sorry. I'm upset. Like, what is going on there? I feel bad for the
you're
players.
intense.
I feel bad for the players.
All right, moving on to the NFL. Detroit travels to Dallas. This game is on CBS at noon, which feels like a Lions-Cowboys game feels like it should be on Fox, but it's on CBS.
No, that works. The Lions are like always on CBS for like Thanksgiving.
No,
the Lions,
Fox. The Lions and Packers are always on Fox.
The Lions on CBS makes sense. They're a CBS team.
Because they're a top-tier team in the NFL.
No.
So here we go. Lions at Cowboys. Cowboys are a 7-point favorite. Dak is starting.
Oh, well, Dak is starting. Give me the line. I'm kidding. Give me Dallas.
I'm going Detroit.
Of course you are.
Jets at Broncos.
Jets.
Elijah Moore is not playing because Robert Saleh said, I don't want to deal with him. As he said, because Elijah Moore requested a trade.
That's funny.
And Robert Saleh said today, I'm not going to deal with him, so he's inactive.
It's like, what are your kids?
Yeah,
Time out.
he's like, I'm not dealing with him.
That's like me when Ellie's bothering me and I just say, go play with your toys. I'm just tired. just get away from me, please.
So here we go. So Jets at Broncos. Broncos are a 1-point favorite.
They shouldn't be. Give me the Jets, and I hate the Jets. And I wish that they don't win any games after this.
You hate the Jets?
Yes, I do.
So you're going Broncos?
No, I'm going Jets.
Jets, excuse me. Okay, thank you. We need to put the music back. Thank you. Okay, two games left to pick. Two games left to pick. This is the biggest spread of the weekend in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which it's always been the Tampa. Like there was the biggest spread when they played the Steelers, and the Steelers ended up winning.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's the Bucs offense struggles to score.
They're not good.
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
The Bucs are 10-point favorites. The Panthers are starting Sam Darnold, and they don't have Christian McCaffrey
or
anymore.
Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson played for the Cardinals after being dealt like 3 years ago.
Yep.
He learns playbook pretty quickly.
It's in the NFL.
I guess give me Tampa.
That's what I put. That's what I have.
Tampa ?
I know. I agree. Okay. Last but certainly not least, here we go. Speaking of Christian McCaffrey, he and the San Francisco 49ers host Kansas City.
Ooh.
The Chiefs on the road are 2-point favorites. This game kicks off at 3:25 p.m. on Fox. And Rico, on this one, the side bet is Christian McCaffrey
1.5.
1.5 touchdowns.
Give me the Chiefs and give me the under.
Okay. I'm going to take the under as well.
No, you can't.
Then take the over.
No, with that, you have to take the opposite. You give me first pick. I don't know your picks. You gave me first pick, which means you have to change yours.
So I got to take the over?
Yes, that's the rule with the side bet.
Rico is under. Okay. Gosh dang it.
I was so mad if he scores like 3.
Who did you take to win the game?
Chiefs.
I took the Chiefs as well.
The Chiefs as
Did
well. Did we pick like the same?
So Bucks, Panthers, we picked the Bucks. Chiefs, 49ers, we picked the Chiefs. Jets, Broncos, we picked the Jets. I'm going to change that pick, and I'll go Broncos.
Good. You can't go against Raph.
Well, no, I can.
He's your co-host.
No, I can. Okay, so then we chose, hey guys, Russell here. We both chose Penn State over Minnesota. We both chose Baylor over Kansas. We both chose Ole Miss, and we both chose Ohio State.
Switch my Baylor into Kansas.
Oh, Rico.
And switch my Penn State to Minnesota.
Rico, that's a horrible decision.
I can't have all the same as you. That's not how this works. I got to make some ground up somewhere.
Come on, switch to Iowa, please.
No, I got to
switch to Iowa and make
Iowa to
make
cover.
Texas your make the Jets your super lock.
No, I'm not doing that.
Come on.
Nope. That's all you get.
Rico, give
I
us
gotta make
Iowa.
up. I gotta make up ground
Give
somehow.
us, come on, give
No,
us
because
Iowa.
then I'm gonna have to watch and I'm gonna root for Iowa, and I don't want that. I can root for Ohio State and have no bad feelings. If you make me root for Iowa, I don't know what I'll do. I might cut my feet off.
Come on,
No,
on.
You're not
Iowa
changing
plus
my mind.
30.
You're not changing my mind.
All right, well, there it is for the sexy picks today. Once again, records as they stand currently. Rico is 25-33 overall. I am 36-22 overall. Sadly, we couldn't get Rico to choose plus 30 over.
Jesse
Ohio
says
State.
Lee Sterling picked Iowa. Well, if Lee Sterling picked it,
Hey, you want to switch it? Come on. He's a professional.
You know what? Do
We
it.
are not.
Whatever. Do it.
There it is.
Whatever.
So now who's your new super lock? Is Iowa your super lock?
No, Iowa's not my super lock.
Who do you want your super lock to be? Minnesota? Because here's the deal. You changed a lot of these, so
I
now you don't know who your
I
super lock is.
know.
Bucks by 10 over Panthers?
The Chiefs are my super lock.
Okay. Rico.
What? I gotta pick something that I'm confident in. I was confident in Ohio State.
If the 49ers did not have Christian McCaffrey, I would be confident.
He's got 3 days of practice.
We just said Robbie Anderson played.
That's different.
Christian McCaffrey's better than Robbie Anderson.
That's different. All right, he has to learn a couple of routes. Christian McCaffrey's got to learn the entire thing back there. He's got to know when he's going to block, when he's going to run, what holes to hit, what routes he's got to run. He's got to know everything. All right. With Kyler Murray, it's simple. He's probably calling out some Call of Duty stuff, and then you're like, oh, I know what that is. Everybody plays Call of Duty. It's simple. Jimmy Garoppolo, you have no idea what he's saying. Got his hair slicked back.
That's insane. All right, so there you go. There are our picks.
Doing his hand like this. I don't even know if he's Italian.
There's those picks. Rico takes Iowa. Rico is going to be an Iowa.
Don't say that.
Here you
don't
can say this.
lump me in with Bach.
I'm not going to say Iowa fan, but you are going to be cheering for them to lose by less than 30.
I'm going to cheer for them to lose by 29.
So I am wrong. PJ Walker is starting again for the Panthers, which makes me really want to put the Bucks as the super lock.
I like PJ Walker.
You do.
I'm not changing it.
That's fine. Because and here's why I'm so confident in the Bucks, because last week I watched the Panthers game and they could not move the ball other than Dinkin and Doinkin with Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield.
Dink and dunk, right?
Well, I say dunk, Doinkin.
It's not doink.
Dinkin and Duncan?
Yeah.
Dinkin and Duncan with Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. And that's why McCaffrey was the Panthers' leading receiver last week. And halfway through the third quarter, PJ Walker had like 67 yards passing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They don't have Christian McCaffrey. They don't have Robbie Anderson. And if you are the Green Bay Packers, as just a general NFL fan, go after DJ Moore. Carolina is selling and getting rid of everybody. If you are a Green Bay Packers front office member and listening right now, go after DJ Moore.
I think the Chiefs should go after DJ Moore.
That'd be intriguing as well.
Chiefs.
That'd be intriguing.
All right, we got to go to break.
Yep, let's go to break. Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska will join us after the break.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Just a beautiful fall day here for our Friday. We'll see mostly sunny skies, an afternoon high of around 80. Winds somewhat light out of the north at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low down to 45. It will be even warmer for the start of the weekend. We should see a high tomorrow of around 83. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you can earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico hanging out with you guys. You guys are always welcome to chime into the show. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you guys before or the rest of the way, I should say. We're joined by our normal Friday guest, Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska, talking a little Huskers, talking a little recruiting, although it be a bye week. Zach, hello. First of all, how's life going, man?
And it's one of those days, Nick, where I'm just kind of exhausted and need to. I was able to catch up on some sleep, but I have another day where I need to catch up on that with all the traveling I've been doing. And it's just a reminder, like, yeah, we're in the middle of the season, and bye week came at a good time, but still a couple more road trips left. And I think just like Nebraska's team earlier in the season, that Ireland trip knocked me out early in the season. But then we have the bye weekend, but then there's still stuff going on with Malachi Coleman's decision day on Saturday. So there's always something going on.
Yeah. Before we get to Malachi Coleman, I mean, I want to kind of talk about these last month and a half or so. Scott Frost obviously fired on September 11th. I mean, to you, I always find it fascinating to hear different opinions. To you, how long has these last 6 weeks felt? Because to me, it's felt like an eternity. And last night I was doing a high school football game, and I was talking to somebody else in the media, and I'm like, holy crap, it was only 5 weeks ago that Scott Frost was fired. But here we are, and you're still just halfway through the season. It really put things into perspective, how early on in the year they fired Frost and how much more of the season we still have left here.
Oh my God. It's funny that you're saying that, because I was just having this conversation last night, talking to someone of for me personally, with my job, I'm running a business while also being a beat writer / columnist, like running a staff and doing all this travel stuff. And oh yeah, by the way, it's been a season where it's felt like a million different things have happened, and there's always something every day. And I keep like looking back, that was September 10th, and that was like you said, 6 weeks ago, not even a full 6 weeks, and it's felt like an entire year. And talking to Greg Smith, our senior recruiting analyst inside Nebraska, he a few weeks ago, he was like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to when we all, like, the season's over and we go out for drinks as a staff and like just talk about how crazy our first season's been together. I'm like, man, like, are we going to make it that far? Like, we're already exhausted this far into it. Like, but it's been wild and hectic, and kind of what I anticipated when I took the job, but still, when you're actually in the midst of it and not just anticipating it, it's a little, it becomes real, How are you guys feeling over there with how wild this has been? I mean, last season had to be a trip too, with all the one score games, but this has felt like even doubly more like stressful, right?
Well, exactly. And when, like, Rico and I have talked about it before, and I keep telling the listeners, like, if you think back to when initially Mickey Joseph was named the interim head coach, there were, the common names floating around, the Dave Arandas, the Lance Leipolds, the initial names floating around. And now here we are around a month later, and those guys have now dropped out of the top 25. Matt Campbell and Iowa State's losing. Right, Dave Aranda's 3-3 going into this weekend. Like, and you have this new rush of names of Matt Rule and Lane Kiff. You have this new rush of names that everybody's talking about. And I guess that's when everything for me personally kind of got put into perspective of like, this is going to be a long road. And if Mickey Joseph is named the head coach, great, whoever it is, nonetheless, it's going to be a long road until we find out for sure, because it's just going to be a regurgitating cycle of names. If Dave Aranda wins a couple of top 25 games, then it's going to be, he's the name to talk about. Or, Matt Rule gets fired from Carolina and he's instantly a front runner. So it's like one of these things where I keep telling like our listeners and Husker fans that we talk to, like, sit tight and kind of just enjoy the moment, especially if Nebraska wins a couple games, because it's going to be a long road ahead, I think.
Yeah, that's what's been so funny and interesting, I guess, is it feels like a movie of the week each week where, like you said, like Lane Kiffin now this week has been the number one name that everyone talks about. There's rumors, the flight tracker season, all that. Yeah, and then last week it was Dave Aranda or Matt Rule. And that's what I was told when Scott Frost was fired on that Sunday. Just talking with people inside and outside the program. And I mean, Trev in his press conference had said that this is going to be a long national coaching search. And I was told, yeah, we're, buckle up. It's going to be 2.5 months of this, that's going to stretch deep into late November. And that's what I've tried to remind people. And it's just like a roller coaster, up and down, keeps going over and over. It's like the Raging Bull at Six Flags, where it's just taking all these twists and turns, and it's hard to stay level, I guess, throughout all these. When you hear so-and-so is a rumored candidate, and I think it's hard for people who like want this information to take, all right, what's a legitimate report and what's just rumors on Twitter, which is something that we've tried to make very clear. Like, we haven't put out a ton of reports on coaching candidates because we're not trying to put out just fodder and just, I heard from a friend of a friend, or we heard from a custodian at Memorial Stadium that he overheard Trev's second cousin talking about Matt Rule, and that's why it's been such a slow process, is because Trev's staying, they're staying tight-lipped and they're keeping it close to the vest, which is exactly what we expected. But that's the other dynamic of this whole season, is like we just said, we have all that stuff going on, and there's another thing in the background of this national coaching search. And it seems with each week, if Nebraska wins, then and the program has shown signs of progress, Mickey's the guy, or like, let's give Mickey a chance. And as soon as they lose, Mickey's not the guy. And then no one wants to talk about the team at hand. They want to talk about who the rumors of the next coach is. And it's just, like I said, it's a roller coaster. It's going up and down over the last few weeks.
We're joined by Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska here, our usual Friday guest. Just kind of talking about how wild this last month and a half has been for everybody involved, the media, the fans, the people inside the program. Let's talk about the people that are currently part of the program and Mickey Joseph as the interim head coach. I mean, when you look back and you take into account Nebraska deciding to fire their coach before the buyout and, firing their coach so early on to the season. But then you see Nebraska is able to win 2 Big Ten games, although it be Indiana and Rutgers. They were able to win 2 Big Ten games. And actually, and you were in Purdue, so I'll ask you this as well. But there was a moment in that Purdue game that I was sitting at home watching it on my TV thinking, oh gosh, Nebraska is they're out of it. They're down 27-10. Their defense can't get a single stop. Their only source of offense is Trey Palmer. Casey Thompson's getting knocked all over the place. And here they were at the end of the game, just needing one defensive stop, and you had faith that they were going to be able to score and take the lead thanks to a Purdue missed extra point. So I guess I'll ask you, when you think back to them deciding to make a change so early on into the season, and after we've seen kind of how the guys have rallied around Mickey Joseph for the most part, and how Nebraska's played, I mean, Trev Alberts looks kind of like a genius here, right?
Yeah, and that's one of his main points when he was asked at that press conference, the post-Frost firing press conference, why now? Why'd you decide to pull the trigger on this decision? And he said, we have a bunch of seniors and veterans in that locker room, and it was hard you can't just look them in the eyes and say, all right, we're not trying to do something to do right by you guys. And the decision was to try to inject some life. I think he said we needed to do something to inject some energy and into this program. And I can't remember the exact quote that Trev said, but it's worked out so far in the short term. It pretty much exactly how, maybe not exactly how he would have envisioned, but pretty close, where they took that 180 degree difference, or there was a 180 degree difference made between the first 3 weeks of the season, and then when you looked at the few weeks after, and as we look today. So these next 5 games are going to be telling. I keep calling it a crucial 5-game stretch of the season, and it's like, yeah, of course the last 5 games are going to be crucial. Any stretch is going to be crucial, but when I say that, I always mean for the long term. It's going to be critical for the long-term future of this program, the direction of this program, because who knows? I don't think that most of these games are good matchups on paper for what the Nebraska strengths, weaknesses are versus strengths, weaknesses of the other 5 games. But it's still it's critical, because if they rattle off a 3-2 or 4-1 stretch, I mean, if they do enough, then they're still gonna be interviewing candidates. They're still gonna be gauging interest in multiple coaching candidates. But if they do enough on the field, and then there's the recruiting aspect of it going on, where Mickey and the rest of the staff is still hitting the recruiting trail harder than this program has felt like it's hit the recruiting trail in the last couple years during the bye weeks, especially. Like if there's those signs of incremental growth and progress, like Trev said the other night he was looking for under Scott Frost, then you have to take that in consideration, and maybe Mickey would get a harder look. So that's why these last 5 games are just so critical for what we're going to be looking at for Husker football over the next however many months and years.
One of the things we're joined by Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska here. A couple more. I want to ask you one more football related question. Then I want to obviously get to Malachi Coleman's decision tomorrow. But first, I guess when you look at these next 5 games, right? And at the beginning of the season, this has been one of the more fascinating realizations to me. I think I realized it last weekend while I was doing the post-game show. Like, the conversation has kind of changed regarding these next 5 games, because beginning of the season, it was, man, Nebraska needs to get off to a fast start when they have an easier slate, and then they'll be able to get into the gauntlet that is Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan. But now, Tanner Morgan goes down with an injury for Minnesota. Wisconsin lost on the road to Michigan State, and they're losing guys to the transfer portal left and right in that 30-day period since Paul Chryst got let go. And Iowa can't score the football. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about how much this conversation's changed and how I think great of an opportunity there is for Nebraska to get a couple, squeak out a couple wins in these next 5 games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something I was thinking about because we had time to analyze it during the bye week, is that it was supposed to be this gauntlet, right? Yeah. Of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Iowa, where it's like, oh my God, like they backloaded Nebraska's schedule, that if they don't get out to a 7-win start or a 6-win start, like there's no way they make a bowl game. Mm-hmm. With those last 3 games they have. And then for the reasons you just said, Wisconsin, Iowa look incredibly vulnerable, and Minnesota looks winnable. I mean, those 5 games, the only one where I just see a no doubt loss is Michigan. Yeah. You're playing on the road in the big house against a team that's extremely strong in the run game, and one of the best defenses in the country at putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks, with Nebraska's offensive line as bad as it's been. But then the other 4 games, I'm looking at them saying Nebraska can absolutely win each of those games. I'm not saying they will, and I don't believe they will win all 4. But you have a chance in each one. And again, you have Illinois and Minnesota at home, Wisconsin at home, and then, like you said, an Iowa team that has no offense, one of the worst offenses in the country. And it's that phrase that we always use going into during the off season, going into the season for Nebraska, or at least one that's been used so often, is a favorable schedule. Yeah. Look at the way the schedule lines up. But you have a chance during this last stretch where you should. I think they're going to be in the game in the second half, and likely in the fourth quarter in 4 of those 5 games. So it is an opportunity for this team to finish strong and show what it's got to put a good end of the regular season. But you're right. It's the feel, the vibe around this last stretch is completely different than we thought it was going to be in the summer.
All right, Zach, last one before we let you go. We got about a minute left here in this segment. Malachi Coleman, he's been able to hold off his recruitment for a decent amount of time, and I suppose that's what you can do when you're a top 100 player, according to a lot of sites. I mean, how do you see this thing shaking out tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, he's down to 7 schools. I mean, Nebraska, and then Georgia and Oklahoma, I think, are the 2 heaviest hitters in that top 7. That also includes Michigan, Ole Miss, Oregon, USC. Miami kind of snuck in there for a bit. I think he had an official visit scheduled to Miami, and then it was canceled. And then Malachi on Twitter made a clarification. Just to be clear, they canceled on me. Yeah. I mean, Nebraska is the only place that he's taken an official visit to, I believe. And he's been there I think maybe not every home game this year, but almost every home game, at least for a little bit. And Mickey Joseph ever since he came to town, he's been building that relationship. You can see how excited Malachi was when he was named the interim coach. And whenever they've won, he's tweeted out that picture with him and Mickey, with him holding Mickey's head like he's palming a basketball. I mean, recruiting, what have I said? What have I always said? It's about relationships, number one. From now until the end of time, recruiting is always going to be about relationships, number one, even in the world of NIL. It's all about that relationship factor. And I think Mickey Joseph and the Huskers have the best one with him. I'm picking Nebraska. I'm putting in a future cast for Nebraska to win that recruitment today, unless I get some last second information that tells me I shouldn't. But I think they sit really well right now. I think I believe the decision is going to be the Huskers tomorrow, but that doesn't mean the recruitment's over. I think this is going to be one where Malachi has been on record saying he needs to see that Nebraska can win some games. He wants to go to a winning program. And I think Nebraska has the upper hand in his recruitment, but Urban Meyer used to say that a commitment just means you're in the lead for that player until they sign. So I think this will be, even if he commits to Nebraska, it's going to be a battle up until signing day, the early signing period, which I believe is December 18th through 20th, in that range. So still going to have to finish it off, and I'm sure still plenty of factors to weigh out. But I do think Nebraska is going to sort of get that commitment lead, if you will, by the time we're talking about it on Saturday night.
All right, Zach, appreciate the time as always. Before I go, I better ask you, how bad does Ohio State beat Iowa tomorrow?
I mean, I think it's going to be a bloodbath. If they were in Iowa, if they're playing at Iowa, then maybe I'll give the Hawkeyes a little bit more of a chance, just because there's some history of, especially if it was a night game, history there of Ohio State not being able to polish off Iowa. But it's in Columbus, and I can't remember who tweeted it. I think it was Adam Rittenberg at ESPN. Maybe I'm wrong, but he was like, "What? How often do you see this type of line where it's Ohio State minus? I think it's like minus 30.5, and the over under is 49, where they expect Ohio State to just put it on them." I mean, Ohio State has the best offense in the country. Iowa is one of the best defenses in the country, but it's not going to be enough to stop. It's not going to be enough to stop that juggernaut of C.J. Stroud, and I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is supposed to be coming back. And then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Ibuka, Travion Henderson, Mayan Williams. I mean, I could just go on and on. They're actually throwing to the tight end this year.
He's a freshman.
And then Iowa's offense can't do much, and Ohio State has a much, much, much better defense this season than they did the last 2 years. So I see that being a massive blowout.
Yeah, Iowa's going to have to score over 10 points to at least give himself a remote shot, and they just haven't been able to do that consistently. All right, Zach. Hey, appreciate the time as always. Enjoy the bye weekend, and we'll definitely talk to you next Friday against a big game against Illinois.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Nick.
All right, that is Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska. Appreciate his time as always. Let's take a break. We'll come back, wrap up the week, and get you previewed for high school football tonight. Lincoln East and Gretna. That one's kicking off at 7 p.m. It's Malachi Coleman and Zane Flores going at it. We'll preview that matchup coming up next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
Warhorse Casino Lincoln is open, and guests are winning big already. Get in on the fun at Nebraska's first casino. Try your luck on your favorite slot machines and join the Warhorse Rewards program for exclusive offers. The best is yet to come as we continue to build a world-class experience for our guests. Right off Highway 77 and West Denton. You'll always leave feeling like a winner at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET OVER.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to brantexcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant!
Gary Michaels Clothier's 39th anniversary sale is happening now. The entire store is reduced 20 to 50% off all new fall inventory. 20 to 50% off on suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, sport shirts, outerwear, and shoes, all now reduced. Gary Michaels Clothier is Nebraska's finest men's store, located at Village Gardens, 56th and Pine Lake Road. Sale ends October 29th. You be there.
Hey, this is Ernest Hausman. As a linebacker from Nebraska, I know how important it is to have a strong defense and a great playbook. If you are looking for a solid team to have your back, check out my friends at Burke Brown Law. Burke and Jackson will work with you to create an individualized strategy to bolster your defense.
Hi, this is Burke. Give us a call at 402-606-1441. With locations in Lincoln and Columbus, we're ready to tackle your needs. Find us online at burkebrownlaw.com.
A good game with good friends. But isn't it time to up the score when it comes to the food? Wings and Rings is here for every football fan. Catch the game on one of their big screens or snag a tailgate pack to go. They're cranking up the heat and throwing in mad flavor this season. Stop by your locally owned Wings and Rings on O Street, Meridian Park, or 48th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village, or grab some crave-worthy Wings and Rings to go. Make them your go-to destination to watch your team bring home the win. Wings and Rings. Game time just got better.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour. Thanks again to Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska for stopping by, hanging out with us for a while. Pretty good feeling about Malachi Coleman and Nebraska's stance on him, but we will kind of see how it all plays out tomorrow. There is an exciting game tonight, however, that I do want to plug. Gretna 8-0 on the season. The Dragons, obviously led by quarterback Zane Flores and Oklahoma State commit Zane Flores. They host Malachi Coleman and Lincoln East tonight. And I was telling Rico during one of the commercial breaks today, here is why Gretna is my go-to or my favorite to win the state title this year.
The whole darn thing.
There's two reasons. First, they played Bellevue West. Oh, and here comes Strick as his eyes.
There he is.
He gets excited. His ears were bleeding when he heard Bellevue West.
He's about to talk down our Thunderbirds, man.
Here we go. So you ready for this? Earlier this season, Gretna and Bellevue West played.
We beat the brakes off of them.
No, we
you
did
were
not.
up.
No,
you guys were up.
Damn.
Bellevue West was up 37-14.
Should have won.
With 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Zane Flores brought him back and won 40-37.
Defense
that sounds like Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
Defense was very suspect.
Insane.
So that's with 6 minutes left in the fourth, down 23 points.
Dude had a
Gretna won.
gorgeous pass in the back of the end zone. Wide receiver toe tapped in the ball. It was
really good.
Beautiful.
You got to get back out there, Strick. You
now
got some
here's
eligibility.
Negative.
Let's get out there.
Now here's the second reason why here's the second reason why I believe Gretna will win the state title. And this is my prediction.
Oh, come on.
Here's
Now you're going too far.
Here's my second reason.
You guys don't like Gretna?
No. Let me say
West
this.
is going to win it.
Gretna is 8-0 this season. Tonight they play Lincoln East.
Terrible.
It's their first time this season playing a team outside the metro.
Trash.
Really?
Lincoln East trash.
Strict, chill.
What's their record?
Chill.
I have no clue.
Lincoln East is 5-3. Lincoln East is 5-3. Chill, Stricky. Chill.
Strick's feeling some
Strick's
type of way.
feeling some type of
You go
way.
down and you do your prep for Big 10 plus, and you're feeling some type of way.
Yeah, you pumped for
I
that?
got some jumpers in today too.
Oh,
how'd that go?
Wet ball.
I would say how'd they
It
feel?
don't change, my boy.
The sound of the net sounds the same.
Wet ball.
Always.
And they came in and saw it.
Oh,
you can ask everybody on that team. Stricky got a wet ball. Steve.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
No, it's okay. It was funny. Wilhelm, there's a picture on Huskers Twitter of the Husker men's basketball Twitter of Wilhelm rocking a Taylor Swift sweatshirt.
He's a big Taylor Swift.
He's a big Taylor Swift guy.
He's a Swiftie.
And I need to find the conversation because Husker men's basketball on their Twitter put the conversation with Wilhelm. Here it is. Husker basketball social media director sent Wilhelm a text message saying, "Can you send a selfie pic wearing your Taylor Swift hoodie?" And Wilhelm goes, "I'm wearing the red one right now. Is that fine, or do you want a different one?"
Oh gosh.
He's a big.
He's got a collection of them. He's probably like the old school.
Here's Wilhelm Breidenbach rocking a Taylor Swift sweatshirt.
So when he came to Nebraska, right? We had him when he got here. He signed. He was here with Nebraska. DP brought him in. We did like an interview, and we asked him, his like go-to music. And he's talking about Taylor Swift and how he listens to Taylor Swift songs and everything. And then the whole whatever Taylor Swift's new album or something
Midnight
came out
or whatever.
today,
Yeah,
and people are freaking out. And one of my first thoughts, I was like, I wonder if Wilhelm has it.
No,
so there you go.
All I can picture right now is you guys may have missed it, but there was a season of boy band, girl groups, and all of this, right? And they had all these little magazines, and everybody would have all the NSYNC and all the
Backstreet Boys,
all them posters on their walls.
Destiny's
and stuff.
Child.
I can just see freaking Wilhelm in his freaking house, apartment, townhome, NIL money home. I don't know which one it is, but I can just see posters of Taylor Swift
all over the place,
just belting out some Swift.
I can just see it right now.
Some T-Swizzle.
I would love it. Okay, so switching sports once again. Let's talk a little NFL. McCaffrey, C-Mac gets traded
to his favorite team with Jimmy G.
Not my favorite team. I just
as you're wearing a Niners red.
I just think that the Jimmy G slander is a bit unfair. That's all I'm saying. The guy wins football games.
Are you the smartest guy in the room?
I think so.
Oh shoot,
that's wrong.
Who does Virginia Tech got this weekend?
They got a bye. Thank God.
So they're gonna lose.
No, if there was
they
ever
lose the bye.
Well, they don't get a spanking this week.
No, Virginia Tech. I'm telling you right now, Virginia Tech will win 3-9.
3-9.
They got one more win in them. One more win in them against the worst team in the ACC.
Who?
UVA.
I was gonna say
UVA beat. Did you see the way that Virginia's Georgia Tech game
I
ended
saw
last
that
night?
Nonsense.
Did you see it, Rico?
Did you see that?
Yes,
It did.
Dude, the guy with 5 seconds on the clock He
Well, you
could have
gotta
thrown a
think-
Hail Mary, and he just escorts himself out.
You guys might not know this.
He's like, I'm done.
You guys might not know this. Georgia Tech is one of the best engineering schools in the country.
Oh, no,
And
I know that.
supposedly their quarterback is an engineer, so he was probably like, you know what, not worth it. I'm done playing
Yeah.
football
No,
after this
no,
season.
he's a-
I've got my brain still
he's an
intact.
engineer major.
I'm just gonna trot out of bounds, get my engineering job after this year, and
Jeff,
call it a day.
Jeff Collins is not our coach anymore.
Yeah,
it's
call
a
it
great
a
day.
It's a great
day.
It's a great day to not
just
take
got
a big
question.
hit.
I got a question. You said they're what? The Hokies are 3-.
No, they're 2-5 right now.
But
They'll
they're
go
you
3-9.
can see them 3.
They'll go 3-9. Well, I think they might be 2-6.
Do the Huskers end up 3-9?
No.
I just want to throw it out there.
They should have a bowl game for that.
No.
Yeah.
They will not.
An exhibition.
No, they will
402
not. They will not
464
finish
5685. Is Stricky need a paddling right now?
Yeah.
A Hokie paddling.
Yeah, they will not.
Kind of
they,
seems like you want one.
No.
Yeah.
I'll give one.
They will.
What is that? It's gotten real hokey in here today.
Whoa.
We
Don't
got
slander the Hokies name with your nonsense, Strick. Come on.
Nick, can we go to break so we can get out of
we
here?
got a minute left here. Play that button. I wanted to talk to the boys for a while, but nope, not anymore.
All right, so
Just got a
McCaffrey.
little uncomfortable.
You got really
49ers
hokey.
Super Bowl?
No.
Well, he freaking says it sounds like you want one.
It's all he said, she said. I don't want to hear it.
You're just like, yeah, dude.
Unbelievable. We need to dump you.
Yeah,
dump you.
And Strick just like Strick looks at me and then raises his eyebrows and goes, "I'll give one." Come on, man.
So 49ers.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
So 49ers Super Bowl?
No.
I think they're Super Bowl or bust, though, is the way they see it.
That's what it seems like. Doesn't mean they'll
They got
Lot
Debo
of
and
second,
McCaffrey now.
third, fourth, and a fifth next
They
year.
didn't have to give up a first. That is
ridiculous.
Insane.
It's called
That is
insanity.
sick.
Yeah, we talked about it. Oh, can we stop the music, actually?
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh. Topical.
Okay, so
Shut it off.
this is actually serious.
Goodness gracious.
We have
Breaking news.
the official Scott Frost metrics.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hold on.
We need that on our freaking show.
The official Scott Frost metrics were just sent out.
All right.
And
Hear 'em.
this is a huge thing. This is the write-up. So here we go. This is the exact write-up
Is this what
that's,
Trev wrote on?
that Trev wrote to Scott
We
Frost.
wrote it on a napkin.
It is dated November
Sticky
11th, 2021. It says, Coach Scott Frost, the following letter is sent to you in conjunction with the second addendum to your contract of employment. Pursuant to Section 1 of the second addendum, if the football program achieves 6 or more wins and qualifies for a bowl game for the 2022 season, the university agrees to enter their third addendum to your contract of employment that would extend the term of your employment through December 31st, 2027, and increase your annual base salary to $5 million. Skimming through it, it's
So
just basically legal stuff.
So he
and
would
then
have
it
been retained.
closes it as, I look forward to a successful 2022 season and beyond. Trev Alberts, Vice Chancellor, Director of Athletics.
So if they would have gone
I
6
got
and 6
something.
and made a bowl game,
I don't care about that.
Would have been.
He would have been
retained.
retained.
I don't care
Yeah.
about that. Here's what I care about. Was it sabotage? Self-sabotage. Ooh. Did he just want to get out of here? Because the way the team
Ooh.
looked, I mean,
That is such a
good
that's such a
gosh.
deep conversation.
That is something that I don't know.
Did he
if
just wanna get out of here?
I don't know if anybody has the answer to that.
Yeah, honestly, I think Coach Frost would be the only one that has the answer to that. Unfortunately,
There's no way you get it out of him.
There's no way you get it.
that's a deep
I mean,
well.
Good gosh.
I mean, to think about that, I mean, like at some point, I wonder if there was an ounce of thought that crept into his mind of, listen, I know my buyout. It's just rather than put in all this extra effort to bring it back and try.
Just
What
get
the
paid.
hell?
I have
What the
more
hell? We'll
faith
just
in
keep going.
humanity than that.
I do too,
I have
but
more
but
faith in
after how we saw and how things we know, I don't know. It's dangerous. It's a scary
dangerous slope.
topic.
It's a
But I just want to throw
conversation.
it out there because that's what we do here.
It's a conversation.
We put it out. We
Could
put
be
it
had,
out.
but you never know.
So
So with that,
The block
it's
is hot.
interesting. Wait. So Justin says, what if we get 6 wins and by default they have to bring back Scott Frost? Imagine that. Mickey gets 6 wins and they're like, all right, Scott, you're back as the coach.
Part of the addendum.
It's part of the addendum. You're back. We're done. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Adios.
Head to the Icebox this Saturday night as the Lincoln Stars host